Hi, this is Faye Sykes with Social Security Benefit Planners, and we are here to help you retire better. Today, we're going to talk about can you redo Social Security? And what I mean by that is once you've elected to take it, can you go back? Can you switch it? Can you delay it? We're trying to give a lot of great, valuable information on ways to help you maximize it. And I'm going to give you some good news. Yes, you can. Now, the limitation is that you only have a 12-month look-back period. So if you're at month 13th or later, you are set in, and there's really not much you can do unless a circumstance in you became widowed, you're divorced, other things like that. But what we're going to focus on today is, so let's say that you are at month 3 or month 8 or what have you, and all of a sudden you have been enlightened with valuable information, and you're like, hey, I have longevity in my family. I don't have enough resources. I'm continuing to work. What can I do? So the way that this works is that Social Security, you let them know right away, like, hey, I want you to stop my payments. And here's the kind of the sad part of it is that you have to pay back any money that they gave you. So let's just use easy math. If they gave you $2,000 a month for 6 months, that basically means you've got to pay that 6 months worth of $2,000 or $12,000 back. The really cool thing about this is that you can delay it. So almost 50% of Americans elect to take Social Security at age 62. So unless you do not have, if you don't have good longevity in your family, you have more money than God, you don't really care, what have you. But most people are really missing out on a lot of benefits that they've earned, over the years through paying through FICA and all of that. What I really want to also get across is to the higher breadwinner in your family. If you were the main breadwinner, you maximizing your Social Security is so huge, for the person or people that are left behind. So the thing is that if you take it at age 62, it is a 25 to 30% permanent reduction in benefits for not only your life, but your surviving family members. So it's like, hey, job, I'm going to take a permanent pay cut in my job for 30%. I don't really recommend it. In some cases, it makes sense, but for most people, delaying makes a huge difference. So the other piece of this is that, you have the cost of living increase. So the average since this has started has been about 2.5%. It is not a static 2.5%. That'll vary every year. But if you start with a much smaller number and have a 2.5 on average increase on that versus a much larger number, it's staggering in the future on how much of a differential this will make. I'm going to give you an example. I have a couple that we worked with who originally they were both looking at taking Social Security at age 62. And by age 70, it was going to be about $52,000 a year between their two Social Security incomes. With doing proper, strategizing and maximizing of their benefit, instead of $52,000 a year with maximization, they're going to be closer to $78,000 a year. I don't know, you do the math, 52 versus 78, which would you rather have? The big key of this is that it takes stress off your other investments. It gives you a reliable lifetime income. And especially again for that high breadwinner, they're, maximizing that one as much as humanly possible. Because if you're married and you become widowed, the surviving spouse only gets the higher of the two. So if you have questions, we would love to help. Our email is info@socialsecuritybp.com. Our phone number is 877-270-7727. And our website is www.socialsecuritybp, short for benefitplanners.com. And again, this is Faye Sykes with Social Security Benefit Planners, and we're here to help you retire better. Thank you for joining us.